Hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 21 Week 3 BearCave games. Another week of SFA action back ya. Happy 4th of July everybody, a special holiday edition of the SFA. If any teams have like 4th of July themed helmets or American themed helmets, we'll put those on, of course. But yeah, I'm back for another week. As always, this is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can jump in at any time, claim an open team, set your playbooks, recruit players in the Discord, and build your way to a national championship. Links are in any of our descriptions if you are interested. And as always, if you want more content from the SFA, more chances at game day, you can check out patreon.com/the SFA. And of course, we're inside a week to the launch of College Football 27, so make sure you join the SFA head-to-head server if you're in the Online Dynasty, or if you want to participate in the head-to-head league for home field rewards. As always, use code SFA for 15% off. All right, we got a big-time slate of games here today. Oregon State, Michigan will kick us off, and we got the Sister Bowl here on 4th of July. Should be a fun day of SFA action. Let's get on into it. We'll start out with KJ versus Kennelly. So both have a tough loss. Both have a nice win. So we'll see what happens here. KJ, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive if you are here. This is a 6.5-point favorite, though, for Michigan. So get those Bobinos going. Who do you think is going to take it home here today? A lot of SFA action here. Some great recruits committing later on. Only 4. The punter did not like any of his offers, so he did not commit. Finley Coulter for Michigan. I don't know if he's historically been pretty buns. We'll have to see. Alright, so let's see if either team has an American themed helmet. No, okay, so we'll just go with regular. And I definitely know these guys don't have any other helmets. So here we go, SFA action on the line. Kavion Combs, the top-rated quarterback in the nation. See if he can go to the big house and steal a win. Here we go. Night game as well at Michigan Stadium. Oh boy. So I don't see him, so we're going to go heads and kick as always. So here we go. SFA Week 3 underway. As always, we sim to the end. If it's close, we'll jump in here on a BearCave style game. 7-7 early, 14-7 now in favor of Michigan. They get a safety here. Oregon State on the ropes early. They add a touchdown right before half. So the difference is the safety. Third quarter action now. Michigan can't score. A couple of times they've been in the opposing territories. No score in that third quarter from either side. Now Oregon State takes the lead. They're up 6. We're going to go one play at a time now here. Kavion Combs has the ball. They could run this game out. They could put it on ice, and they do. They get a score. They are now up 14. So that is quite a few unanswered points here. And so here comes Michigan trying to punch it in. And there it is. So they do get the 2-point, or they just get the 1-point conversion. Let's watch, see. They're going to decide to kick it deep. They're going to kick it deep here. And, oh no, we have some issues here. Oh, great. All right, so we'll see if that issue continues. I'm going to have to restart my game. But that guy is going crazy. We're going to try one play, see if there's issues, and there is. Okay, so after this play, we are going to have to just sim this game out, and then I'm going to have to restart my console. Yeah, okay. And so Oregon State with a touchdown immediately. So we're just going to sim this game out. Touchdown for Finley Coulter. They're not out of this game yet. We'll see what happens. 8 yards. They got to get the stop. And it doesn't look like they will. So it looks like Michigan is going to lose by 7. So that is a Oregon State outright victory here to start the ball game. So Kavion Combs goes 22 of 28, 287 and 4 touchdowns. Nichols had 57 yards. Poole had 93 touchdowns here for Shannon Davis. Harvey Gardana, 9 tackles, 3 TFLs for the team, 1 sack, no interceptions, 3 deflections, and no forced fumbles. For Kenneth Smith, he goes 300 yards and a score. Walker has 129 and 3 touchdowns. Finley Coulter, 144 and a score. Van Voort, 6 pancakes, 10 tackles for Smith, 5 TFLs. The sack for James Morris. 3 deflections, the forced fumble for Faison Wadsworth, and he gets the fumble recovery. And we move on. So I'm going to have to restart my console, unfortunately, so it's going to take us a second. But a good start to the day. Already an upset. Faison Wadsworth, the SFA player, Gardana, SFA player, and Kavion Combs. That's an Oregon State outright victory for those of you guys scoring your BearCaves at home. A lot of people were riding with them here too. Alright, let me just make sure to save and then I will restart my stream. I'm going to stay live and everything. There shouldn't be any problems, but you know, you never know here. Alright, I've muted the game just so it doesn't just destroy your ears. We should be good to go. Just gotta watch Bryce Young's stupid face load up every single day, goddamn. But check out Home Field Apparel. Make sure you join the SFA head-to-head server for College Football 27. You just gotta wait for this to load here. All right, next up we got Auburn and Houston. Houston having a good start to the year with Coach Connor. Of course, Auburn, Coach Cabbage. Historically great team. Has had some struggles recently. All right, let's just make sure that game went through. Yep, Oregon State wins. All right, so Auburn and Houston, 9-point favorite here for Auburn. Get those Bobinas in. I'm going to check, see if either team has kind of a red, white, and blue helmet. Feel like Houston might. Military appreciation, there we go. 4th of July, we'll do the American stuff. We'll see if there's a, no, we'll just do the regular. All right, perfect. So let's jump on board with Auburn. 9-point favorite. Houston, though, having success. They do have Juice Cobbins at this point. Let me get the sound back on for you. Thanks for taking time out of your 4th of July to watch the SFA as we've got some military appreciation here from the Houston Cougs. Auburn going on the road. A rare road game here for an SEC team. To a quality team. See what happens. Heads and kick as always. Don't see Cabbage in the chat. And here we go. Houston and Auburn. Houston undefeated. They'll start out with a touchdown. Duncan Hoops, they'll respond. But Houston's been so good this year already. 14-7. They're hanging tough. Auburn has settled for a field goal. They settle for another field goal. Houston has an 8-point lead as we hit the break. Can Houston hang on, or can they extend this lead? Nothing happening here in the third quarter, much like our last ball game. Now here comes Auburn, and they fumble it to Houston. Houston now trying to finish this game. They can't. Long drive there, and it's a tie game here from Auburn. So we're going to go one play at a time. See if Houston can re-extend this lead. We'll jump in at the 2-minute mark per usual. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 6, 4th down. They can't get it, so we'll see if they can hit the field goal. It's going to be 33 yards from left hash to take the lead here. Kick is up, and it's good for Houston. So Oliver Wallace, not the best drive, but leads them to the lead. So we'll see if Lenoris Gums, Duncan Hoops can lead them to the promised land. 24-21. Here we go, the return up the gut. Team filled with the most SFA players in the country. We saw Florian Sinner have an amazing day a couple of weeks ago. 3 touchdowns in that watch party. He's in the slot. Duncan Hoops in the backfield. Theodore Lightfoot in motion. Lenoris will drop back. Clean pocket. Hits his man. That's Theodore Lightfoot. And they're across the 40 already. Remember, a field goal to tie. Touchdown will probably win it for them. They'll hurry it up here. Back under center is Lenoris. The snap. Lenoris jams it left side, wide open man, broken tackle. It's Blake Anderson, the SFA player, BIGR. Another Phi creation. He gets a nice gain, and they're already in fringe field goal range. Houston's got to lock it down. The snap for Lenoris. Over the middle, hits his man. It's Florian Sinner. So Florian Sinner, only 3 catches today. He's been held to not much as we approach 1 minute remaining. They're going 3 wide with a tight end. Duncan Hoops in the backfield. The handoff to Duncan Hoops to the boundary. He breaks one, and he'll get the first down. If you're trying to win this upset here, Houston, you cannot let them break tackles. And that was actually the backup. It's Steele Kanka, the SFA player. So Duncan Hoops might be out of this ball game. Another handoff to Kanka, up the gut. Ball, thought it was on the ground, but Kanka just falls forward for 6. And now Auburn taking their first time out. So it looks like Houston might have plenty of time here, but they want to stop them for a field goal. Power eye now for Auburn. The handoff, Kanka to the outside, and he is stuffed. Great stop there from the edge. So massive 3rd down here for Auburn. Can they keep the drive moving, or will they have to settle for 3? And that is a first down for Theodore Flatfoot. The drive will continue. Houston now on the ropes. They'll hurry it up. 3 wide. The snap for Lenoris. He has time, steps up, yams it left side, and Blake Anderson catches it, but he's not in the end zone. They're going to mark him out at the 1. So 1 yard away, 2nd and goal. Can they punch it in? Handoff, faked it. It's Lenoris. He has time. He runs out. He's going to take it himself. Touchdown, Lenoris Gums. As Auburn takes the lead inside a minute. The extra point now to go up 4. Now be up to Houston to respond. Tough drive there for Houston at home, unable to get a stop. So now down 4, they're going to have to rely on Juice Cobbins and Oliver Wallace. Here is the return for the Houston Cougs. They need a touchdown. Wallace has had a pretty good day. Won the job from Sir Sproutburger. Transfer from Northwestern. So it'll be 4 wide to start it out. Juice Cobbins in the backfield. Trips to the left-hand side. Here is the snap. Oliver Wallace has plenty of time. Only a 3-man rush. He has to yam it and into the turf. Not the best idea there. Could have been picked.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
Houston might be feeling the pressure here. They haven't been good since season 10 when they made the playoff. Or was that season 9? The Skyflyer. Oliver Wallace takes it himself. They'll have to call a timeout. They do have all 3 of them. So 3rd and 7, not in yam range yet. I might like a screen out here to Cobbins, one of the best running backs in the country. He'll float that to the boundary, and he'll get the first, and he'll get out of bounds. Nicely done. Trenton Montgomery, that's the SFA player. He was a bowl game reward player. Houston, of course, won their bowl game last season. The snap. Oliver Wallace jams it deep left-hand side, and that is a catch for Sergio Evans now. They're across the 50. They're in yam range. They have 2 timeouts. They can take 3 shots at the end zone if they so please. Here come the Cougs. They bring a blitz. It's picked up. He yams it left side. Open man, and they missed each other. Not sure how they missed it. Was the receiver just not looking, or was he inaccurate? I don't even know. Tempted for Allen. That could have been huge. So here we go. 41 yards away. 14 seconds. Oliver Wallace yams it left side. This time they connect. It's Jay Allen. 9 seconds in a dream. They have 2 plays. They have 2 timeouts. Down by 4, 27 yards away. Can they find a way to save Christmas? It's just a handoff here to Juice Cobbins. I guess they wanted it to get that ball centered. Not sure what the idea was there. So 6 seconds in a dream. They might have 2 shots at it. Here is the snap from Oliver Wallace. 3-man rush. Yams it deep. Left side and tipped away. 2 seconds left. They'll get 1 more chance at it. It's going to be tough because you can't even really get any airtime under it. So here we go. Game on the line from the 27. Can Houston find a way? Yams it down the seam and dropped. He had a chance. 000. Auburn wins it. That is an Auburn no cover. He had a chance down the seam. So Houston loses. It was a tough chance, but they do cover. Norris Gums is your player of the game. So a tough loss there for Houston. They led for the majority of the ball game. And back to the drawing board is Auburn, back to their winning ways. 2-1 now. And that's probably their best win they've had in a couple of years. Last year they only beat Cupcakes. But Houston definitely going to be a problem here in the Conference USA. Or are they in the American? No, they're in the Conference USA, I believe. Or are they in the Big 12? I don't know where they are. Yeah, them in North Texas and obviously Texas State. So we look here. So it looks like Kanka was in very early in this game. Duncan Hoops. So Lenore's Gums, 282 and a score. Duncan Hoops had 29 carries, 125, no touchdowns. Casey Neal, 113 and a score. 9 tackles here for Williams and Sleenhoff. 2 sacks on the day, no picks. 3 deflections and 2 fumbles here. 1 for Kavorian Pine, the SFA freshman, and Corbin DeMarco, the SFA IGR. And for Houston, Oliver Wallace, 290, 2 scores. Juice Cobbins had 128 and a score. And 107 and a score for Trenton Montgomery, the SFA freshman. On defense, 11 tackles for Vincent, 4 TFLs, 0 sacks, 0 picks. Couple deflections, 2 fumbles. And that will do it. So 28-24 is your final here from Houston. Good attempt there. So this is a Houston no, or an Auburn no cover if you're scoring at home. Auburn no cover. So next up, we are going to go to the state of Iowa. Iowa State already lost today. Now Iowa takes on Michigan State. This is a 7-point favorite here for Iowa. Who are you rocking with? Are you rocking with MSU or are you rocking with Michigan State? Check to see if either team has a Veterans Day helmet. Yes, they do. There we go. Michigan State have one. No, they do not. So we'll just leave them as usual. All right, so 7-point favorite here for Iowa. We'll see if they can get another critical game against Jay Jettas. $1K in your striped pajamas, oh dear. Alright, let's jump on into the game. Michigan State and Iowa. 7-point favorite here for the Hawkeyes. Haven't been great defense coming out of Michigan State this year. 105th in total defense. There's Miguel Eller. I know what it means, fat boy. Here we go. Heads and kick. Iowa will kick it. So we're in Iowa City, home of the cancer patients. Quick 6-0 start. Iowa on the ropes here early. They had a missed extra point or something as we hit the second quarter. Can Iowa run away with this game? They're up 11. Now up, looks like quite a few. 31-6. This may just be a splatter in here. 38-6. Iowa playing well. 45-6. My God, Jay Jettas, what are you doing, bud? We're just going to sim to the end. 45-19. They make it look good on paper at the end. 26-point splattering. Stan Reisner had himself a touchdown, and that's pretty much it. Whew. So Iowa covers that one with ease. Kingston Tora 303, 2 scores. Stan Reisner only 51 yards. Jaquez Webb, the Yams legend, 108. On defense, 10 tackles for Lawrence Webster. Quite a few TFLs. The 1 sack for Fox, the pick for Parham, deflection, and no forced fumbles. For Iowa, Miguel Eller, 392 and 4 scores. DeMar Root finally gets in, and he sucks it up. Dash Dixie, 99 yards and a score. And 117, 2 scores here for Sherman. 8 tackles for Andrews, 6 total TFLs, 3 total sacks, no picks. I don't know, I don't have the game, so I don't know how any of it works yet. Miguel Eller, Daylon Mordecai, SFA player, King Centora. This is an Iowa cover. All right, next game up is Missouri and Illinois. So Cam or OK, stay if you're here. Let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. This is a 6-point favorite for the Beanie Babies. Been a tough start to the year here for Missouri with Gavin Grayson. They've had 2 very close losses. Now they're tasked with having to beat the Beanie Babies. Get your positions in or get your picks in. We'll see if we have any sort of a... No, they do not. So Illinois will just go normal. Does Missouri have themselves a USAM? Doesn't look like it, but they'll go with Top Gun. That's close enough. That's about as American as you can get. Good night, Jarkus. Yeah, I got screwed, Flame. My top team, Cal, lost. I thought they were going to splatter Arizona. They ended up getting the splatter. We'll see if Gavin Grayson can get his first win of his career. He's 0-2 to start it. 2 tough losses here on BearCave. As the Beanie Babies look strong yet again with a new running back, Aiden Barksdale, already in the Heisman conversations. So I don't see OK State, so we'll go heads and kick per usual. Looks like Illinois wants to receive. They're going to score, apparently. So 2-0 versus 0-2. Can we see a shocker here? Missouri starts out 3-0. Nice start to the day. No score yet for Illinois. Illinois finally scores a touchdown. Missouri, man, only 3 first-half points. Gavin Grayson kind of making his dad disappointed here. They do score a touchdown, though. It's 10-7. But here comes Illinois. They, of course, take the lead. And that is a touchdown for Barksdale. There's a fumble on the 1. Not sure what happened there, but now it is a 11-point game. So Missouri already on the ropes. They've got to do something here. Can't jump in unless they get this to a 1-score game. 4th and 4. They're going to have to go for it. They get it. 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, and 4th and goal. Are they going to go for the score? They don't, and they don't get it. So still a down 11. We can't jump in. Another disastrous goal line effort from this team. And that looks like it's going to finish the job. Illinois finishes them, and Illinois covers. Another tough road for Missouri. They can't even cover the points. Yeesh. So Gavin Grayson, 181, no score. Sean Bell, 62 yards and a score. Just not a good day. Taj Beamer, no catches. On defense, 11 tackles for 2 players, 5 TFLs for Jay Walters. The sack for Lumpkin, no picks. 2 deflections and the forced fumble for Jay Walters. Illinois Van Lawford, 173 and a score. Aiden Barksdale, 117 and 2 scores. Loveland Ashworth, 62 and a score. And Robert Merrick, 11 pancakes. 11 tackles there. Couple TFLs. 3 deflections and the forced fumble for Robert Jones. All right, so that will do it here. So we are going to end the game. I'm going to have to restart the game yet again because we're getting the letters glitch, which turns into a game glitch, and I don't want that to happen in the middle of a game. So we'll just take our time and restart yet again. Second restart of the day. That is a Illinois cover. So tough way to start here for the boys. Let me just make sure it saves and then I'll restart, of course. Second time we've had to restart today. Aye. That's all right. 4th of July, Blue Square, of course. It's a holiday for the Blue Square. So you know he's going to try and get us with some BS today. We're not going to let it happen. It's already 4 games through this slate. Next up, we got Ohio State and Wisconsin. Oh, my apologies for your ears. Imagine complaining about being good there, fat boy. All right, here we go. Ohio State, Wisconsin. This is a 7.5 point favorite for Ohio State. Or do you trust the Wisconsin Baddies? Has not been a great start to the year for the Baddies, but nevertheless, we move. Let's see, do we have ourselves... No, we don't. Okay. Does Ohio State have a USA one? I doubt it. No. Alright, we'll just go normal here. We'll go on board with the Baddies. Can the Baddies save Christmas? Not the best start to the year. Choked against USC. Barely beat App State. What is this team? I do not know, but... We're 100th in yards, but Ohio State is 0-2, so you never know. They might be buns. We are at home here in Madison. Come on, Baddies. So here at Camp Randall, let's get her done. All right, we are going to kick this ball off to start it, and here we go. The Baddies get a critical win here at home against a conference opponent. Quick start for Ohio State, and oh no, here we go. Already down. Thanks for coming out, Wisconsin. Remember, their running back had 4 fumbles last week. Surely we can capitalize off that. The defense can't get a stop, though, unfortunately. But we are only down 12 here. So would love to see us get a score, make this a game, but the defense just can't get a stop. We're getting splattered. 42-16, thanks for coming out. We'll just end the game here. Yeesh. All right, well, I don't know why I ever came out of retirement. Shit sucks. So a 26-point loss here. Congrats on losing your channel points, dweebs. Houston, Gammon. Houston just running all over our face. My God, dude. Couldn't stop anything. Couldn't stop a wet paper bag. Here is Merez Mara, 219. Just terrible day. Archer Gammon at 96 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. 87 yards for Roth. This team fucking sucks, dude. 3 TFLs for Bird Bear. He had a sack. The pick for Alexander. Deflection and a fumble. Does not matter. Osborne goes 329 and a touchdown and a pick. Houston, 83 yards, 5 touchdowns on the ground. 10 tackles for Fernando, 3 TFLs, 3 sacks, no picks. 5 deflections and the fumble for John Adams. All right, we move on. Ohio State with the win. Another year of sucking ass. All right, next up, UNC and Texas Tech. Speaking of sucking ass, how about the Pickles? Only a 2.5-point favorite here. Piece of here, let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. This is a 2.5-point favorite for TTU. UNC gave Florida State a run for their money last week. See if Texas Tech has any like USA type of a helmet. Does not look like it. No, I guess State Pride kind of counts. Does UNC have any type of a helmet? No, they don't. So we'll just keep it regular for them. A lot of money. Welcome in, Coach Nathan. Yeah, just not a lot of people viewing on July 4th, as to be expected. So here we go. Texas Tech looking for their first win of the season. North Carolina trying to stay above 500. Remember, they lost to Alexis Brio, so definitely not as strong of a team. So here we go. We got some good games remaining, of course. We got a top 5 clash between Florida State and Arkansas coming up. Alright, so we'll go heads and kick. Don't see pizza in the chat. So here we go. In Lubbock. Touchdown for Texas Tech. Touchdown for UNC. Touchdown for Texas Tech. Still only a 1-score game. They take the 2-score lead, but North Carolina comes right back, and they tie it up right before the break. So 21-all here at halftime. We got a close game brewing. Texas Tech losing now. That was 21 unanswered. And here they come. It's 35-42. What happened? Oh, it was a fumble. Oh my God. Instantly. They do get it back here. But of course, we can't jump in unless they somehow get this to a 1-score game. And that will do it. UNC with a shocker here. They win by 10. UNC outright victory. So 0-3 for Texas Tech. Yikes. So it was a great start for Texas Tech, and then all of a sudden Bishop Hiccups went nuclear. So Joey Williams, 301, 6 touchdowns here. Hicks, 149 and a score. This has been a really weird year in the sim. 117 and 3 touchdowns for Bishop Hiccups, the #1 IGR from last year. A lot of TFLs. 1 sack here for Jones. The sack for Scott Hobbs, or the interception, 4 deflections, and the fumble for Jeremy Anderson. For Texas Tech's back to the drawing board, the Pickleman, 363, 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Snow only had 90 yards. Halaban at 88 and 2 scores. 3 TFLs, no sacks. One fumble and the recovery for Joe Wilkinson. So 49-39 is your final. Texas Tech, not the best start to the year. So that's a UNC outright victory if you're scoring at home. As we continue just to fly in this BearCave slate, not a lot of action going on. A lot of splatter. As next up we got Rutgers and we have Maryland. Rutgers has had a great start to the year. Maryland, of course, lost the beak last week, looking for revenge. This is an 8-point favorite for Maryland. Get your Bob Noss in. But Jim Romo and company trying to revive a Rutgers franchise. Better off without Kenzie, of course. So get those Bob Noss in. Here we go. Let's check, see if either team has a U.S.-themed helmet. Doesn't look like it there. How about Rutgers? No. So let's jump on into the action. An 8-point lead here for Maryland. Hendon Hooker on your screen. The #1 scoring offense and the #1 defense so far in terms of analytics. Rutgers might be the team of all teams. Are they a wagon? We will see as they're on the road here against the Terps. The Turtle Boys. Maryland Stadium. So here we go. Heads and kick, of course. And we are off. Number 18, Maryland. A ranking for sure if Rutgers finds a way to win this one. But, man, their offense already held in check by Maryland. They're up 10-0. Rutgers gets 3 back. Rutgers doesn't look like they can hang with the big teams, but they do get a touchdown. 17-10, 20-10. Rutgers is hanging around, but nothing doing. Go to the fourth quarter, 23-10. Still only a 2-score game. Can Maryland punch it home? Yes, they do. 3-score game. That should do it. They got to score a touchdown for us to jump in. And, okay, so they have all 3 timeouts. They're down by 6. They got to get a stop here. So Barrel Flown the handoff to CeeLo Gold, and he gets himself 4. And Rutgers get this ball back. 2nd and 6, a minute left. Motion, the handoff for goal, breaks a tackle, and he's gonna not get it. He'll be a yard away. So Rutgers needs a big stop here in the backfield. First down would finish the job. Currently a no cover for Rutgers. Handoff up the middle, and he gets the first. That will do it. So Maryland's going to win this game. Looks like it's going to be a no cover as well. So victory formation. One more snap should get it done here for Pharaoh Flom, as Maryland will go to 2-1. Their only loss being Iowa.
Dog 4, green 8, go!
And there it is. So fantastic day here for Maryland, getting back in the win column. It is a no cover though. So there it is. 30-24 is your final. CeeLo Gold, your player of the game. We got some big games coming up, and then of course Sister Bowl game day. Huey versus Rosie. Syracuse and Notre Dame. Syracuse and Trice McSquirtle. He's been so good this year. The current leading passer in the nation coming into the week. We still got some good games on this BearCave slate. Make sure you guys are safe on this 4th of July. Do not blow off your fingers and toes. Do not Jason Pierre-Paul yourself or Najee Harris yourself. All right, so we look at the stats. Jim Romo, 326, 3 touchdowns. John Brown, only 19 yards. They are definitely missing Juice Cobbins. Kramer, RNG, had 28 yards. Tolbert, 9 tackles. 2 sacks, no picks. 2 deflections, and no forced fumbles. For Maryland, Pharaoh Flom, 266, no touchdowns, but they got it done on the ground from CeeLo Gold. John Jefferson, 145 yards. No picks. Nothing from Spoon, as we have 2 deflections, fumble for George Christian, and that will do it. So Maryland, no cover for those of you guys betting at home. And I gotta say, I'm not into the woke drone show bullshit. No, sir. No, sir. Give me the fireworks. I saw a drone show yesterday. It was the most boring shit I've ever seen in my life. As we got Jim Romo here, player of the game, as we got Maryland at no cover. All right, but we move on to the next game. Georgia Tech and Northwestern. Coach Mike Beer, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Dogwater, let me know, kick or receive. And what jerseys you want, if you want any. This is a 12-point favorite for the Yellow Jackets. Let's get some Bobinas here. This could be a interesting ball game. Already beaten a couple of really good teams. Harlan Hennigod versus Tevin Crumpler. Kick, just do normal jersey. Okay, we're gonna, of course, see if you have a Stars and Stripes logo, though. Nope, no you don't. So we'll just go regular. And does Georgia Tech have one? Shocker, no they do not. So 2 communist teams here going at it. So we'll make sure Georgia Tech receives. So fresh off a game day victory for Georgia Tech over Oregon State. We'll see if they can do the same thing to Northwestern. On the road though, gonna be tough. Oh man, the aura of Harlan Hennigod. Look at all of those fans. Northwestern decides to kick. Here we go. Can they shock the world? times in a row. Dakari Gash currently in the Heisman conversation. Long drive, but they couldn't get anything going. They got to hang tough, and they don't. Not a good start here for Northwestern. They've got to start scoring. 16-0, still a two-score game. And, man, a lot of just long drives coming up with nothing in that first half. The defense holding tough, though, for Northwestern. If they could just find some offense here. Surely I feel like Northwestern should win this game, man. They've had the defense, but the offense doing absolutely nothing. They're going to get blanked. Can they get something going here late? An interception on the goal line by Willie Lover. Brutality. So we're going to go one play at a time. Doesn't look good here for Northwestern. Only a three-score game, though. Can Harlan Hennigod find it? Yes, they do. They did everything they were supposed to do. But now they got to get the stop on defense, and they do. And the field goal's no good. So technically a chance here. Can Hennigod save Christmas? And no, a pass intercepted again. And that is going to do it. Nice attempt here, though, from Northwestern. But it's a Georgia Tech cover. So Northwestern appears to be a quality team this year, but Georgia Tech just a little too far out of their league. Tevin Crumpler. So pass was thrown by Hennigod, but Tevin Crumpler, 247 in a score. Johnson, 85 yards in a score. McRae, 78 in a score. 14 pancakes for Schlongbaum. 4 TFLs here for Von Ware. 2 sacks. 2 picks. 2 deflections. And the fumble for Colbert. Hennigod, not the best day for him. 262, 1 touchdown and 2 picks. Dakari Gash, only 71 yards. Shayshawn Upton, 72 yards. Arvin Epps had 10 tackles, 3 TFLs for Goonberg, the sack for Jonathan Tyler. 3 deflections and no touchdowns. So a tough way to lose here for Georgia Tech, or for Northwestern. But still a good showing. So that's a Georgia Tech cover for those of you guys betting at home. And we continue to move on. So Nebraska and Penn State coming up next. No Nuke Jennings as he's hurt with a high ankle sprain. This could have been the natty matchup last year. Rematch of the Big Ten Championship. So Coach Zach, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. This is a pick'em game. So who wins? Are you going Nebraska or are you going Penn State? Get your predictions in. As I have checked to see if either of them have a USA-themed uniform. They do not. What about these guys? 9/11 tribute. I guess that counts. I don't know how this is a 9/11 tribute, but nevertheless. Let's see, 9/11 tribute. This is their 9/11 tribute, so I guess we'll do that. Very evenly matched. Your defending national champs taking on Nebraska. Been to 2 natties, haven't won either of them. So let's jump on in. So no Nuke Jennings, no problem so far here for the Cornhuskers, but they're taking on the defending champs. They had a tough loss to Florida State, but they got back in the win column last week. See what happens here. And receive is Coach Dave. So here we go. 2-0 versus 1-1. Top 10 action here. Touchdown Nebraska. 14-0 start, and Penn State not looking good here at home early. They've got to lock in here, try and get this lead back. It's 21-0. They get one before the break. That's huge. 28-7, not looking good for Penn State. 35-7, by golly. It's a 28-point splattering here. 35-14, nothing doing. They get one back. Can they score here? We can't jump in unless it's a one-score game. They get it. So the onside kick. Can they get the onside kick, though? No timeouts, so this will be the game. It's recovered. They got to force a fumble, and they don't. So Nebraska is going to win this game outright with their backup quarterback, Greg Henderson.
Three down. Here we go. Way 95. Way 95.
So they'll just kneel it out, and that should finish the game for us here.
Double tight.
So there it is. Nebraska outright victory. Penn State loses again. They won the Natty with their best team, and then they fell off a cliff. Jaguar McKnight, going against his brother, had 3 touchdowns. So both McKnight brothers popping off here tonight. Greg Henderson, 219, 4 touchdowns. White, 184 and a score. Jaguar McKnight, 139 and 3 touchdowns. Chandler Jones, 12 tackles. 2 sacks for Matt Schneider. The pick for Anthony Butler. And Penn State, Matt Mason, 310, 1 touchdown. Not looking too hot. 102 yards for Road McKnight. 3 TFLs, 2 sacks, no picks. The deflection for Boyd, the fumble for Ty Trask. So 35-28 is your final. As we move on, I believe we have one more game here. This is the highest ranked game of the week. Nebraska wins outright. All right, so pretty quick BearCave today. This is the last one. Just make sure there's only one other game. Yes, sir. All right, Coach Keat taking on number 1. So we are about to get stomped. Tails kick, veteran uniforms. Okay. 6-point favorite here for Florida State. Are you rocking with Arkansas? And the Omahogs, or will it be Shaddud Slanders? If Shaddud Slanders comes in and wins this game, let me tell you something, buddy. Alright, here we go. Veterans Day, of course. Doubt Florida State has anything like that. Alright, I don't see any coach. Jackie Mooney does get priority. So we'll jump on board with Keat. So here we go. Can the Omahogs, or sorry, it's the Shadomahogs. Florida State hasn't been all that convincing in these games. Convincing win against Penn State, sure, but last week against North Carolina, they struggled a little bit. Cannot struggle here in Fayetteville. You do not want these people starting to go, woo, pig suey. No, sir. You gotta stop it before it even starts. So here we go. Game of the week. The Shadomahogs will kick it. Can they knock off number 1? Have our first big upset of the season. And a start there for Florida State with the score. Arkansas fights right back, and that is a fumble there. They get the ball, and they score. So quick strike for Arkansas. Remember, new offense here for Florida State. Hard to know how they're going to respond to adversity in these games. Well, not well. They're down 13 to start. Arkansas can smack them right in the face. It's a 20-point lead. Arkansas is splattering them. Arkansas putting the Seminoles on their pike. 34-14. Is this going to be a splatter? And here comes Florida State. Of course, they're not going to make it easy. 4th down. And they go for it, and they get it. Huge attempt there for Arkansas. 4th and 2, and they score. So it's a 16-point game. We cannot jump in. They have a backup quarterback in now, Malone. It's not Brink. Game on the line for number 1, and that is going to do it. Arkansas is going to win the game, and they knock off number 1 in the nation. So Florida State goes down. Florida State is human. What an upset. BJ Henderson, oh baby. So 37-21, Danny Omaha, 274, 4 scores. Rado couldn't really run the ball, but it did not matter. Horvat, Tyone Flair, BJ Henderson, all SFA players. Mo Meals had 12 tackles, 3 TFLs. The sack, no picks. A lot of deflections. They had 3 fumbles. They recovered 2 of them. And for Florida State, they just couldn't quite find a way with Adrian Brink, and he might have gone out with injury. And look at that. Clark Vivek could not run the ball today. 1.1 yards a carry for one of the best running backs in the country. Heisman finalist last year. Cody Webb, Vert Rouge, only 4 catches. Jonte Tuna, 11 tackles, 4 TFLs for Duncan McCush. He had the only sack. No picks. They couldn't turn him over. And no fumbles. So they kept it clean, and they kept him from being able to run the ball. That is the recipe, as their quarterback is inexperienced. Unbelievable. So Arkansas takes down number 1 in the nation. And that'll do it for BearCave. Quick BearCave this week. We didn't really jump into many games. And that is an Arkansas outright victory. Congratulations, Coach Keat. Will Arkansas be your new number 1 team in the nation? We'll have to see. But before we get out of here, I'll jump back and get ready for game day shortly. Just want to make sure we have 1 game left, and we do. So we check out week 4 here. It's Cyhawk week. Come on, baby. Illinois versus Ohio. Ohio had a tough loss this week. Wisconsin versus Indiana. Thanks for coming out. Northwestern and Florida State. So some very good games coming on the horizon here. See if there's any massive games. Florida and Tennessee is always a good one. Southern Miss and Oklahoma State's a good one. Notre Dame, Michigan. All right, so thanks for coming out for BearCave. We'll be back in less than 5 minutes for the start of game day. Don't go anywhere.